In a fantasy story, when we think of a hero, we often think that it's a person who defeats a monster, a dragon, or a demon. All these big acts of heroisms. But what about the small act of heroisms? The simple good deed of helping people that are in need, even in the smallest way. Or even just a word of encouragement and praise. These things are often overlooked, but not in this show. Today I'm going to talk about Frieren, Beyond Journey's End, and how it emphasizes the importance of the small things. Because slaying dragons, monster, demon, all those epic battles make for exciting stories, but a single kind word or small act can be just as heroic, if not more. Frieren Beyond Journey's Ends. This show takes a different approach. Instead of glorifying only the grand victories or the legendary battles, it highlights the quiet, almost invisible moment that shape people's life. This series constantly, and I mean constantly, reminds us that heroism isn't measured only by strength or triumph, but by the kindness and encouragement that helps others stand up when they feel small. These little moments becomes the emotional backbone of the story. They reveal how much impact a single sentence, a small gesture, or a brief conversation can have on someone who is struggling, and one scene in particular captured this perfectly. In episode 6, when Fern talked to Stark the night before he fought the dragon, Stark was afraid of the dragon, overwhelmed by fear and convinced that he isn't strong enough. Fern quietly reassures him and tells him that she too was terrified the first time she faced a monster, yet she fought anyway. She's also telling him that all of his practice won't betray him, because it happened to her too. Her body just moved when it needed to, because she had all those practice before fighting the monster. And I think that talk that Fern had with Stark was what gave him the courage to finally decide to fight the dragon, or at least it's a part of it. And then the next day, he decided to fight the dragon. Just before the fight, his hands were trembling. Frieren noticed this, and she tells Stark that his hand trembled the same way Aizen did. And that made Stark realize that, hey, my master was afraid too. And that should give him much more confidence knowing that. Long story short, Stark defeated the dragon, all by himself. Frieren and praised Stark. It's a good job. And this thing carried on into other episode. It becomes a tradition for Frieren to praise her companion and pat her head when they did something good. She always does this, because I think she really understood how it feels to be praised by someone. Long before Fern or Stark, Frieren herself was someone who grew through praise. During her journey with the hero's party, Himmel would openly admire even the smallest things he did, a spell she found interesting, a piece of folk magic no one else cared about. And I think that praise from Himmel was a part of why Frieren just loved this useless spell. She keeps collecting all these so-called useless spells. She has all these powerful, cool-looking spells. She can create a black holes, a powerful golem, black Zoltarak, and also this spell. We can just call it pure aura. But what is her favorite spell? It's a spell to create a field of flowers. The flower spell, a simple piece of folk magic. Frieren learned it a long time ago from her master, Flamme. It was actually Flamme's favorite spell as well. Once she had learned from her parents, it was the spell that made her fall in love with magic. It is also the very same spells that brought the party heroes together. Yup, crazy isn't it? But let me explain. See, when Himmel first met Frieren, it was a long time ago when he was lost in a forest looking for herbs as a child. Frieren showed him the direction to go to his home, right? Himmel probably is still frozen in fear, just staring at her like, what is she doing? She doesn't say a single word. But then Frieren creates a field of flowers, showing it to Himmel. And Himmel thought for once that magic can be beautiful. You can say it's a coincidence, but it is that simple spell that brought their party together and finally defeated the Demon King. It goes full circle. It's so amazing how impactful this flower spell is if you think about it. The callback is just so good. And after watching this episode and knowing all of that, it makes perfect sense how she is willing to spend months, if not years, looking for the blue moon wheat in episode 2. Because it has a really significant meaning to her. It's not like they failed to explain it to us in episode 2. The show tells us already, right? The flower is from Himmel's hometown, but this episode is amplifying it, is what I'm trying to say. All those simple things, simple spells, really do have a great impact in this show. And I think the author did a really great job at emphasizing it to us. One of my favorite quotes from this anime was from Himmel, and it said, "Change someone's life, even just in a small way." Those stories about Himmel helping people in the smallest way actually inspire so many people, like Haita. That's why he adopted Fern. Then it continues to Frieren, taking Fern as her apprentice. And then the same thing happened to Whirlpool. He said that those less interesting stories about Himmel is what make him the person who he is right now, becoming the first class mage. So yeah, when you think about it, it's not always the big flashy moment that makes the biggest difference. It's the small things, the kind words, the little gestures, the quiet moment of encouragement that really stick with people. Those are the things that can change someone's day, or even their life, maybe, without anyone realizing it at the time. At the end of the day, just remember that it's the smallest things that matter the most. Alright, that's it for this video. If you guys like this type of content, consider subscribing because I'm planning to do more of this in the future. I just love this show so much. There's so many things I want to talk about. Also, season 2 is very close. I might do a reaction to that on this channel. But for now, that's it from me. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.